Elite Real Estate Podcast, back live here at Juan, Blanco, and Fraser with the real producers of Macomb County event. And coming live at you again, we've got another special guest on. And Andrew, go ahead, introduce yourself. This is Andrew,
Sure.
And one of the preferred partners with the real producers. And talk to me about your business, where you're at, what you're doing, and how it works.
Yeah, sounds good. So my name's Andrew. My company is Renovation Sells. It's actually a national franchise.
Okay.
And we tend to be a preferred partner for real producers around the country. So there's about 35 owners around the country. And I am in Macomb. So I'm Troy, Rochester, Macomb, and like the surrounding Detroit metro area. And we are essentially a tailor-made renovation service for real estate agents. So we're set up to try to partner with real estate agents and kind of be a turnkey service. We have design, construction, and financing, and we have a streamlined design process. So it's a lot quicker than your typical interior design. And their goal is to design in a pre-sale renovation situation so that we can get the largest number of buyers in the door and get a higher price for the home. So we're trying to help homeowners unlock the full potential of their homes by doing very strategic renovations. And we have a pretty good track record of getting return on investment when we can get in prior to listing, and especially the homes that are a little bit dated that might sit a little bit longer.
Man, I love that. That is incredible. So would an agent just reach out to you, be like, "Hey, I have this client that potentially may sell," and then you guys will come in? Kind of, how does that work out?
That's right. Yeah, it's a pretty simple, like 5-step process essentially. But if an agent reaches out to us about a home, we'll come do a tour with them. We'll talk about what are the things that they think needs to be done and what can help increase the home price based on other homes that they've looked at in the area. And then we can provide an estimate usually within a couple of days. And if the homeowner accepts the estimate, we have programs where they can renovate today and pay later. So once they accept the proposal, we'll get to work on the design. It usually takes about a week to turn around the design. We'll present the design to the client, to the owner. And then once they say, yeah, good to go, then we'll get started on the construction as quickly as we can.
Awesome.
And we're trying really hard to simplify things, to not move walls whenever possible, to use off-the-shelf products. We want the renovation to not take many, many months. We want it to be 4 to 6 weeks if we can, right? So that we can get the home back on the market and get a bunch of buyers in and hopefully get you more money.
That is awesome. And what a good service, right? Like, and again, for you real estate agents that are watching now or later, pay attention to this, because this is another level of service for your client, right? This is that step-up service. Like, one of the things that I coach agents on a lot is what's your value proposition outside of selling my house, right? Like, anybody can stick a sign in the front yard, but what else can I do? And renovation sales will be one of those big things that is a partner with the agent.
100%. And that's what I tell agents all day long. If you're able to sell a renovation service and get the client more money, then you are no longer a commodity, right? A lot of people don't want to pay the cost of agents. Let's be honest, right? It's expensive. But if you're essentially paying for yourself if you're getting return on investment for a renovation, right? And so in situations when it can make sense, it really, really helps you not be a commodity, I would say.
Yeah.
So that's essentially the ticket. And then a lot of people don't have the money out of their pocket, right? So we have a program where you can get up to $80,000 and there's no interest or payments for the first 6 months after I complete the renovation. So the 6-month clock doesn't start until I finish the renovation. That gives you 6 months to sell the home, and you won't pay any interest or any payments.
Got it. And then when they close, essentially, they can just pay you off.
They can just pay me off at closing. Yeah.
Love that. Man, that is such a good program. So do you guys have like a sort of algorithm or something that you have set in play where you can say, all right, this is how much, based on, like, let's say I do bathroom, right? Like, you would increase your sale by this much.
We don't have that yet, but typically the agents have a pretty good idea, I would say, right? So we try to partner with the agent, and they are the ones that know the market the best. Like, we have a pretty good idea, right? Because we do this all the time.
Right.
But the agent knows that particular market the best, typically, right?
Yeah.
So we often are depending on them to be looking at some of the comps so that we can confidently go to the homeowner and say, hey, we're looking at comps that are at this price, let's say 400,000. As is, we can probably only sell for 300,000. And then we are incentivized to get a return on investment for the owner, or at least that's our goal. So we won't take up the full 100,000. If the difference is 100,000, we'll try to do something in the middle so that they're hopefully we're gonna get them close to that ARV without taking up the full 100,000. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So again, but I like the way you're doing this because you are relying on that realtor to say, what is my value here, right?
Yep.
Like based on my comps in the area, my comparables in the area, if this house is updated, what's it worth? And if it's not updated, what's it worth? So you guys are really leaning on the realtor.
100%. We really lean on the realtor for that. Like, we have an idea sometimes, but we also want the realtor to be looking at comps, if we're being honest. And then we want to be a unified front, and we really want to be a strategic partner. So we're just trying to work with you, not against you, make things as simple as possible, and be a resource for when the right home comes up.
Oh man, I love that so much. Like, again, talk about another partnership, and again, this is why you come to these type of events. This is why you're here.
That's why we're here. Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
And again, if you're not talking to people while you're here at these events, like, you're missing out.
100%.
I'm lucky because I get to do this, and then people want to come up and talk on a microphone. So I get lucky to meet people like you and I do this.
I have to go around and tell everybody, here's who I am, here's what I'm doing. Let me know if I can help.
Yep. And you know what you do from now on? Sit up here with a microphone and let people just walk up here and see what they do.
That's why I came up. I'm like, let me get the message out however I can, right? So
yeah. No, I love
appreciate
it,
you having me.
Yeah, for sure. We'll get you on a future show. So where can everybody find Renovation Sells?
You can just go to renovationsells.com. That's the easiest way. And if you punch in a zip code, it'll show you the closest owner to your location.
Okay. And you're Metro Detroit, Macomb.
I'm essentially Metro Detroit. There's only one or two of us in the Detroit area.
Okay.
So
well, awesome, man. You guys go find Renovation Sells. Realtors, this is another partner for you. Don't miss out on these guys. This is a huge bonus for you guys. So don't miss out and find Renovation Sells.
Love to talk to you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Andrew, I appreciate the time, my friend.
Appreciate your time.
Guys, this is going to be it. We're wrapping up here for Juan Blancos. They're actually kicking us out. I think they're cleaning up around us. So I think they're actually just getting rid of us. But guys, thanks again for joining me at the Real Producers event out here at Juan Blancos in Fraser. And catch me Friday morning live at 7:30. Again, where you find the Elite Real Estate Podcast. Talk to you guys soon.